This week's video is on math tools for the Smartboard. I teach science and social studies. I am sure that our math teachers out there are using this in very cool ways that engage their students. I'm just going to kind of go through what people have told me and the way they're using it in math classes, and some simple things that those of you that aren't using it and would like to, things that you can do. In the gallery, there are a lot of tools that are already in there, and this is from Gallery Essentials. So when you go to your Gallery tab and you click on Gallery Essentials, it comes up with all these topics. And if you open up the math one, there are general resources, number concepts, patterns, and there are actually tools in here that you can insert into your notebook that will make some of these things a little easier. So if algebra, and I click on interactive, they do have some little activities that can make it easier. Symmetry, sometimes they're just pictures, sometimes they're activities, but things that are already made that can help you. So these are some of them. This is a flashcard maker. This is a fraction maker that's in there. You have the timer, and then of course you have the coin flip. So if you're having them take data on a coin flip probability, this is an easy way to do that right there in front of them. There's also there's more than one ruler and a protractor on there. This one, actually, you can make it metric or customary by clicking the button. And then you measure something, and then click this button, and it'll spit out the measurement of whatever it is. So let's say you bring this to here, and you want an exact measurement, and then these are movable. So I could go label this line so they can practice measuring and then just label on a page. You could do this as a station activity. You could do this whole class. If someone gets done early and wants to practice measurement, but using this injects it into your notebook document. Same thing for this. If you want to measure your angle, and you bring it up and then click the button, and it actually shows you what it is. You can, by clicking this button, it changes it to this side. So if your angle is this way, you can switch which side, and then you just have to move it, and it'll, or if you know you want, if you're doing a math problem that says, a 45, so you'd go up to 45 and inject that angle in, and then you have it for using. So this is in the Gallery Essentials. These tools come straight from the toolbar. So when you click up here, and they're right there, and there's their measurement as well, and you can have whichever one you want on top, but it doesn't inject the measurement or the angle in. These are also in the toolkit. These are all the click and reveal ones, the color choosers, the balloon pops. You can put images on the dice, and you can decide what images to put on there. Keywords, you can put different words on there and then have the kids talk about them. This will just create random numbers, and you put in the range of numbers, and then it just randomly comes up with numbers. You have the question flipper, and then of course you have the scoreboard. And these are all in the toolkit. There's another voting tool. There is a domino generator, so you can actually create your own dominoes. Random word chooser, there's a group and image choosers. There's lots of dice in there that you can use. Secondary teachers. There are things that that are in there that are for higher grades. This is one of the activities that has one of these games that you click the speed, and then it's just quick. And when you find it, or you can skip, it's something quick that you can use with your kids. when you're measuring, have the kids measure. What it is you basically drawing a triangle and then making the actual measurements and putting the numbers in there and grouping them together. So like I can ungroup all of this so it's separate, or I can group it all back together. But then when I move it up here, you can't see the other measurements. Or when you use the layering, you can see if I don't layer them all correctly, you have to bring them to the front. It's all about ordering. So I'll bring it to the front. Now it'll go in front. But it's one way to practice measurement, and then having a self-check. So all they have to do is check their answers, and you can have them right on here. This is another one that deals with layering. So all you have to do to the ones that are in direct proportion, like this one is, so all they did was they ordered it and brought it to the front. That way it goes in front of it. If it's not, they just put order and sent it to the back. And that way, oh no, that's not right. And that's a self-checking thing as well. And you can do this with any math concept. Exponents, when you group things together, and then down here they used color as well, so they could self-check. So they could pull out a problem, think they have the answer, and put it down below to check. If we click on this and unlock it, and then ungroup, and then this is grouped as, is this grouped as well? Let's see, nope, that's not grouped. So if I highlight this, it's there, it's just in white. So I could change that as well if I needed to and make it whatever color to check. If you're doing exponents, you can just make it whatever you want and then have them solve it. Kids can change it themselves to challenge each other. And then, or you can have the answer down there for whatever you choose. There are some examples for elementary teachers. These are activities that are already in the gallery. You just have to insert it into your and I don't know what all of these do, and it's not wanting, this one's not wanting to work, of course. Oh, there we go. Are you sure you want to leave this activity? But there's different activities that you can do that are already in the gallery. You just insert them in. Greater than, less than, or equal to. All you have to do is random numbers. You choose the range of numbers. These are just different shapes that have, you can group them together and then separate them, and they can see if they can make all those pieces. Categorize the numbers. So if, let's say 25, they can inject it in and then you can move it wherever it's supposed to go. It's another tool you can use to see if a challenge, a brain teaser, or a warm-up for in class, or someone who gets done early, or stations. These are infinitely cloned, so you can use them over and over again. And so it's random if it doesn't want to work for me today. Sometimes the dice don't like to, and I keep doing it. So let's say it was 432, they can add the money and if you forget to infinitely clone it, they can add the money in and then do it as a class. You can do flipping. You can have them try to draw a mirror image of this. They come up and draw it and see, and then it says flip the shape to check. So you can have right click an object and choose to flip. So if you click this one and you flipped it, and let's say I want to flip it left-right, so then I could put it over here and see if they're right. Or you could clone it first and then flip it. That would probably be better. And then they can check. Here's one that you can have one more, to see, give different groups different problems. You can use different dice, you can use number and insert numbers into there. And then here's a bunch of different websites that just has great games or links that are related to math. Also, I asked our 6th grade teacher what they are doing in math next week. So what I did was I actually just copied and pasted this in from their online textbook to show you. So if they're going to start with chapter 12, they're going to do probability next week. And here's the page in the book. Are you ready? A lot of you use the math textbook, and there's an easy way to make it more interactive. So we're using this when there's vocabulary at the beginning. Just type it up real quick. You can drag your words in here to see if it goes. And it says, nope, that one's wrong, so I want to take it back out. So you can check vocabulary, quick, easy way. Make a little interactive. You can do one of the already made templates in there and click edit. The next part was to model fractions and writing them at decimals and comparing. So I put all this, you just kind of keep the same template and have them check. You can have kids come up and write on the board, or you can give them the numbers and not the colors and have them shade them in. But this is right from the textbook. These are all infinitely cloned, so you can use them as many times as you want and put them where you want them. And they can put them up here. Again, this was part of the textbook activity. The part that compared, you can, put the symbols wherever they go. And it's infinitely cloned, so they don't know if they use it once, they can't use it again. And then the last part was write a ratio, and I grouped these together, but you can just make the shapes and put them up there. The next part, when there's words and textbook stuff you have to read, that's great. Like this one talks about the probability of getting a 9 on a standard cube. So stick a cube in there. How often are you going to get 9? The visual might help them realize, or it's going to land on red if it looks like this. How often do you think that'll have them come up and try it? And you can just add simple things like that to stuff that's already in your textbook to make it interactive. If you have any questions, just let me know. If you need help, let me know. But you can do this just with any content. You can do it quick. Next week we'll be talking about different activities for reading and writing. Thanks.